Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Charlie. We're doing the Temple420 Bible study and Torah tour, and we're really digging deep into what Jesus says from a Jewish perspective, because he's Jewish. No one can deny he's Jewish. He's a rabbi, he's a teacher, he teaches in the synagogue. So what should we do as Christians? Oh, I don't know, be more like Jewish people. So we're going to do that today. We're going to bring an offering to the temple of our God, which is in accordance with the Torah law. And Jesus just said in Matthew 5, he came here to fulfill the law, not to abolish it. So we should fulfill the law, which is our daily offerings, an aroma that is satisfying, pleasing, and food to God. It's also the atonement sacrifice, which then Jesus is. Something just like this. How about cannabis, right? So as we're learning wordplay, let's get to Matthew 23:34, the greatest commandment from Matthew 5. Here's the flip. Hearing that Jesus had silenced the Sadducees and Pharisees, got together, and one of them, an expert in the Torah law, tested him with a question. So when Jesus says, hey, Moses is your accuser in heaven, you're going to have to answer questions based on the Torah law, which is why we're teaching it, we're studying. So here's the question. Teacher, which is the greatest commandment of the law? So there's a great commandment of the law, and there's a lesser commandment. But Jesus just warned us in the fulfilling of it, if anybody puts aside one of the least commandments and teaches anybody, they will be called least. If they actually put all of them into practice, is what we're trying to do every day, then we will be called great. So he says, teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law? And Jesus' answer is, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments. So, Jesus is quoting from Deuteronomy 6:5. Well, let's flip back to Deuteronomy 6:5 and see what, let's go all the way back to Exodus 20. Because if he said he came to fulfill the law, let's go back and read the first of the commandments. Because it's really important that we know the 10 commandments, which is going to be Exodus 20:20. So in Exodus 20:20, we get to the 10 commandments, which is what Jesus says, or Jesus is quoting from now. And he says, God says, you shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven above, or on the earth beneath, or in the waters below. Okay, so Jesus knows that he's not to create any other gods. He's going to fulfill all the Torah law. He's totally Jewish. And for the Jewish people today, they have no other God besides Hashem, which is what I've learned the difference is. So when Jesus says the greatest commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, he's saying, bring the cannabis into your body, a body you've prepared for me, and I'm going to activate my heart, soul, and fill my mind with the thoughts of Hashem. Baruch Hashem.